Hello and welcome to another really quick video. I actually made a more in-depth, about 8-minute video of this a few days ago when the war recruits originally got, I guess, the announcement that they were going to be updated, but I never updated it and I never uploaded it, and I just thought it would be good to share a few little thoughts because I know more people are starting to watch the videos, and like I said, I've commented on Lockdown's video about how I believe the wheels should be changed in general, and it seems that a lot of us in general, even newer players, from what I've seen, because I do know a lot of newer players, but I also am starting to branch out and understand and talk to longer, prolonged veteran players who've been playing for a year and a half to 2 years. We have a few of them who have second accounts here and who have played before, and then just getting to know more and more people in the Discord. But I think Lockdown hit it right on the head, and I think Link did too. But this is the biggest thing. I personally believe 4-star recruits should not exist. They're not good for fodder. They are not even good for leveling up. My wife has been playing less than a month, and she doesn't even need them. You take away the S classes that she got from war, she still doesn't even need them. They serve no use other than using them for Ascension to hope to get a 5-star ascendable, which I don't even know if that's technically possible anymore. I've never tried it. So someone feel free to quote me on that. But I believe that in the era that we're in, this should not be here. The 4-star weapons, they're fine. I wish it was a little bit better. I still haven't gotten Rick's Jarring Shiva revolver or the military shotgun, but I mean, it's all just RNG at the end of the day. And I understand that's how this game works. But the 5-star recruits, let's just ignore the totals for a second. The 5-star recruits should replace the 4-stars, in all honesty. A 5-star is a little bit more usable, but you also have this very small chance for an ascendable. I had 3 pulls I did earlier today, and I finally pulled Harper. I've literally pulled her after doing probably 65, 70 pulls on this. And it's not bad. She's not going to have a use on my team. I've also pulled Harrison out of here. I use him in my 5-star team. I could upgrade him, he'd be a decent 6-star, but I mean, I just don't have a use for him personally. But somebody else may. I believe the 5-star wheel should stay, but maybe reduce the cost down and make it that. For prestige recruits, it's pretty much the same thing as a 5-star. Like, that's all it is. It's just a little bit modified. I have pulled from this one time my entire playthrough. I have been logged in for over 3 months almost, and I've only pulled from this once, and I'm working on a second, and I'm just not looking forward to it. Prestige recruits. Collect tokens to receive a guaranteed 5-star character. Make this a 6-star wheel. This makes a lot more sense. Prestige tokens are not easy to get. It would be a decent thing that you could do. You could literally just make it 6 stars. Like the old war wheel was 5 stars or 6 stars. Just make this 6 stars. Keep the 5 stars, keep the 6 stars, and do that. Maybe make the tokens a little bit easier. That's entirely up to you. We don't want to talk about the cost. But still, if you switch that, you're getting closer to the era that we're in and the meta that we're in. Maggie. Never actually seen this. Wow. Wow. Cool. I've never actually watched it long enough to see that. So totally off subject. But let's go back in and look at the biggest one. This just blew my mind. When I saw Link's video, I could not believe that this was real. I thought, oh no, when I read the update, because I'm in the Discord. I've been in there since my second, third day of playing. I've always been a big advocate of Discord. I've had Discord for several years in the speedrunning community, and I'm in probably 60 or 75 different Discords. I thought that this could just be a major oversight by Scopley, because it happens a lot. It's a coding thing. I understand. Mistakes happen. It's fine. Just get them fixed. But this was not a mistake. This was literally not a mistake. 50 cards. We have placed first in war both times in our faction. It was very close last time. It really was. But we still managed to place first. We'd be able to do one pull on the wheel without taking any heads. Veteran players are not going to need your half-rotted heads. But newer players, they're going to go for it. My Aaron's tier 4. If you've watched any of my past videos, you know my feelings on Kapoor. I don't think he's worth upgrading. I mean, those are the only 2 characters that need it. What am I going to do with all my walker heads? Am I just going to turn them into tokens? I was hopeful, even after seeing that video, that this was an oversight and a mistake. But it's not. Why, in their right minds, would somebody put either winning first place in a war for 50 cards? Okay, pick one item of my choice. I can get Shiva. I don't think I can get Shiva from the War Awards. I could get Pete Anderson. But at the end of the day, 50 cards is still nowhere near enough. I would be happy personally, like I said in Lockdown's video, 250. I'd be happy with that. But even then, I think it's still a little bit low. I think 500 would be better. And then what we're doing now is we're just going to update it. And it's going to be 87% at a 6-star, and then 13% at cards. And I understand where they're going. You want to make S-Class harder to get. You want to make them harder to obtain. But this still doesn't make any sense, in my opinion, because a lot of these 6-star characters have no use, especially for like war recruits. A lot of these characters are never going to be used in war, ever. They might be used by the newer players, or maybe the 5-star versions in 5-star arenas. What it should have been was just the choice boxes and then a small bit to use towards, say, the 6 stars. But 87% is still way too much. Like I said, I had a lot more details, looked at everything, and actually started working on editing a video, but I just deleted it because I didn't think, hey, this has been covered. But having watched it 3 times now, just because, I've got kids in the house who like the Walking Dead content, sometimes it goes on autoplay, sometimes it plays. It just angered me even more to re-record it, because this is just something that feels like a direct back turn of what we need. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Yes, it might take a little bit to completely switch everything, to say, get rid of the 4-star wheel, and just make it 5, 6 as prestige, and then S-Class items. Even if you have to reduce it a little bit, instead of 1500, 750, I think it would still be a lot better. These, give or take, it's up to the player. But having the 4 stars, especially at 5,000 tokens, makes no sense. And then 10,000, we're getting onto a different topic that doesn't need to be discussed, honestly. We could just literally look at the wheel itself and say, okay, let's change this. Let's change this one. Let's change this one. But that's my thoughts on it. It's a little bit thrown together. It's going to be one solid take as it is. I'm not going to go through and edit it like I was before and detail out everything, because I think that the other content creators who have been doing this a lot longer than me, because like I said, I just got back into trying YouTube after doing it for a long time, and I've been focused on mainly live streaming on Twitch, so it's a little bit different to me. But this just, it felt like too much of a kick to not put thoughts on it, especially when we talked about this in line for an hour and a half or so, because we were so happy this was coming, and we thought, oh man, this choice box is supposed to be 500 and not 50. It's like, this is good. I'll take, the 60% chance, hopefully, or the 50% chance, only to see that it's, 20% chance to get 50 cards. But what are you going to do if, you're on your 15th war and you've placed in top 5 every single time and you've got 4 or 5 polls saved up? You have nothing to do. You're going to pull them, even if it's going to hurt. Another little thing that could be a really good intake, and the last little bit of it, would be right down here with what the black market is. Let's go to the black market. And then we have trauma kits. And then we have our commissary. This has been absolutely an amazing event. I love this so far. I wish that, you would give us out just a little bit more free stuff for the free-to-play players, or the people who haven't farmed gold or taken the extra time. And by farm, I mean do other offers, basically. Spend 99 cents in this app, or go, like I did the Marvel Strike Force just recently, and my son plays that now. That's what I mean. But for the people who can't commit that kind of time, give them just a little bit more shanks. That's my only thing. But we could have a thing in here, like a little tiny slot right here for switching out cards that we don't need. Because the biggest thing that I hear a lot of people is say later on, what are we going to do with Pete Anderson cards? We don't need them. What am I personally going to do with Rosita cards if I get my S-Class Rosita? I don't need another S-Class Rosita. What would I do if I pulled, say, S-Class Wang Fa? I don't want to get a second S-Class Wang Fa. It would be really good. And we know it's possible because of what happened with the event with the Golden Kendamas and Gold Nuggets. It could be a great aspect, and it could also help push people back into, oh, I want to get this, I want to get that. It's kind of like Marlon and Rosie. I don't believe there's any way to get Marlon and Rosie now. Give us the option of, say, hey, we've got this many Mercer cards. Let's trade in our Mercer cards for Marlon and Rosie. Or I believe there's someone in our server who pulled an S-Class Mateo and a 6-star Mateo, and they still have cards left over. Let them use those cards towards something else, even if it's at a reduced rate. I know that's been mentioned 1,000 times, but now with the black market, it feels like it's really possible. Now, I know that I rambled on a little bit, and I've gone over this before, and I actually didn't mean for it to be 11 and a half minutes long. But I think that there's a lot of positive changes that have came, but it just kind of feels like the whole update of the wheel kind of put that backwards. There's a lot of stuff that can be done moving forward, and the only thing I'm going to say is just listen to the people who are playing. Not every single person is going to drop a lot of time or money into this game, but those people that do allow free-to-play players to play as well. The people who are spending the money, they do deserve the advantage. But this could be a great way also to help everyone in general, and not just the people who spend the most or play the most. This could be a really good update that could help a lot more of your fan base rather than a smaller bit, especially the War Recruit. I really think that this should be all S-Class, even if it was smaller, but I've said that like 15 times. So that's it for my ramblings for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and feel free to leave a comment and discuss how you actually feel about this, because I've had the discussion probably 20-30 times now with different people, and I feel like there's a lot of improvement that can be made, but I also feel like there's a lot of improvement that has been made the last few months. Take care, everyone.